Play different.
Excuse me, I had a chili dog for lunch. So this is Cuboids, the second game from Schindler. His last game was Spherals, which is all about spheres, and he made the natural progression to cubes. As you can see, there's another fantastic title screen here. I really love the little rainbow ring around the ship here. So let's dive into the game. So as you can see, this is a space shooter. I control the little ship at the bottom with the mouse, although you have to shoot with the space button. I'm not sure why that is, but no big deal. So here we go. Take that cube. Huh. Sure. And so on. So the story of the game is that you came back from a trip in space and found Earth surrounded by all these cube creatures. Fortunately, Earth has a force field to protect it, but it's only a matter of time before the cubes break through. So you have to save the Earth by destroying all the cuboids. So here we are at level 2, which mixes things up a little with different coloured cubes that move at different speeds to keep us all on our toes. Now the interesting mechanic that this game has is that you don't have any lives and the cubes don't attack you. Rather, the force field of the Earth has 20 hit points, and if you miss a cube, like so, like so, like so, so if I miss, like so, you can see that the force field power on the bottom right there went from 9 to 8. And so if you hit Earth too many times being 20 times, the game is over. The blue cubes also take more hit points than the red cubes. I find it really interesting that the cuboids actually don't take any health away from the force field. It's just pretty much you are the real enemy of this game for being a bad shot and helping the cuboids get through the force field. But the plot explains it by saying that eventually they were going to break through the force field, so there we go, I guess. You also get a bonus at the end of the level for how many hit points the force field has left over. Like Schindler's other games, I really love the mood of this game. There's a great aesthetic, great sound design. It's just very 90s in a good way, in my opinion, and it's definitely one of the reasons why I enjoyed this game when I was younger. These little green cuboids are the most tedious enemy in the game. Not only are they very small targets, but they also have about 3 billion hit points. As much as I enjoy the aesthetic of cuboids, it's actually not a very well designed game. The main reason is there's no time limit and the cuboids don't attack you, so there's no real reason for you to move. So the best strategy in the game is just sit in the corner here and just try to time your shot right to hit the cuboids as they're flying by. You do it up against the wall here because you get them on the way against the wall and on the way off the wall, like so. And you can pretty much just do this for the whole game, and the main challenge is just getting your timing right so you don't accidentally miss and hit the Earth instead, like it did just there. Of course, it's important to remember that this game was made by a 16-year-old, and Schindler himself wasn't too happy with the final game. He was working on a revamped version for OS X, but it was never finished. But although cuboids may not be as well designed as many other arcade shooters on the Macintosh, it does have probably the greatest game over screen of all time. Let's take a look at it. Stunning. So that is Cuboids, a very attractive but kind of meh to play arcade shooter on the Macintosh.